But you guys got another video here for you on the best CCleaner alternative. Meet the Fluent Cleaner. It's a free open source Windows utility built using the native WinUI design principles. It serves as a modern, lightweight alternative to CCleaner. Free from annoying advertisements, heavy system bloat and false paywalls, while utilizing community-driven cleaning definitions to reclaim disk space safely. So there's many of these cleaners on the market. So what does Fluent Cleaner have to offer? Well, it's modern, transparent, no spyware, no scareware, no dark patterns, no upsell, no garbage, and no fake registry magic claiming it's going to make your system 300% faster. This is basically a tool that removes junkware from your system, i.e. old cache files, temporary internet files, and all the other junk that gets stored on your system. These have been around for many, many years. So what makes this any different? Well, many years ago, Crap Cleaner or CCleaner was released to the general public. Everyone really loved it. And unfortunately, it turned out that they were harvesting your information and selling it to other people. So this app uses the WinApp2.ini signatures. It's also using an experimental WinApp3.ini signatures. And we'll take a look at that a little bit later on. So basically what it is just a new cleaning tool that you can use. We're going to go through the pros and cons of this tool, and we'll go into what it looks like and how it works. You can see here we've got two variants. We've got the WinUI 3, which is the Fluent Cleaner version right here on the .NET 10 framework, and it uses the Windows App SDK. And you can see the Fluent Cleaner Classic version as well. I'll show you both of these so you get a general feel of what they both look like. The actual Fluent Cleaner Classic looks exactly like CCleaner, whereas the other version is more of a script-based sort of feel and look to it, but they both work in the same similar way. So let's go ahead and download both of these, the modern and the classic version right here, and we'll take a look at the modern version first, and then we'll look at the classic version after. So you can see the difference between the both. So we're going to extract these right here into this folder. We're extracting the modern version right here, and we're going to open this up. Let's go inside, and inside here, let me just quickly make this bigger so you can see. Inside here, you're going to see some assets, some custom and strings and views, and there should be a fcleaner.exe file that we can click on. You can see Windows protected your PC. That's because it's an unknown publisher, but we're going to run it anyway, and we'll take a look at what it looks like. It should look something like this. You can see Fluent Cleaner up the top, and we've got this little pop-up here that's saying PayPal if you want to donate to the project to make it better. So let's take a look at what we have here. So we've got these cleaning little method right here, little brush. And you can see here we do have a terminal online right here, and there's a little plus for custom. We're just going to keep this simple. You can see Claude here and Deep Scan. We're going to just open these both up by just using the rocker buttons here to turn these on. And we're going to go to the little brush here, and you can see it's broken down into little three sections right here on the burger menu. And also we've got analyze. So let's analyze it, and it will bring up the information right here. 1.11 gigabytes of junk that is stored on this system. This is on a virtual machine, so it's a pretty clean system, but you get a general idea of what it's actually doing. We haven't customized it. We haven't gone into the settings panel. We've just run it and analyzed it. We can then run the cleaner by clicking on Run Cleaner, and it will go ahead and ask me to close the browser down. So we can close the browser down manually if we want to, or you can hopefully run the program and it will close it down for us. I'm just going to go ahead and close this off by ending the task. If we come down a bit further, you'll probably see Edge still populated right here. So let's go ahead and end task right here. And what we'll do is we'll click on clean and continue anyway. And we're going to go ahead and continue with the cleaning. It says the selected WinApp 2 entries include the following, and it will give us an option to run that cleaner. So we're going to clean it, and now it's now cleaned. As you can see, it's cleaned 4,931 files. If we open up the little drop down arrows, you can see there's some triangles here with some exclamation marks in them. This will give you options to clean more deeper areas into the system, you can see we've got backup files, DS stored files, prefetch folder, and a bunch of other stuff inside here. You will need to checkmark these if you want these areas to be cleaned. It does give you a little pop-up bubble here with some information on what's actually going to be cleaned. But again, these are more of a risky area to clean. That's why they've got triangles around them and exclamation marks in them to warn you that these are more deeper and more advanced cleaning options. If you want to go ahead and clean them, you would just checkmark these. This is on the deep scan option right here. In the Windows area, we've got Windows activity history and a bunch of other stuff that you can clean here. So you just check mark what you want to clean. We can see Windows Notepad, and there's also Windows recent documents, Windows Shell, and Windows Start menu, Windows Taskbar, and a bunch of other areas that you can clean if you check mark them. Again, they do have warning signs on them because, again, you're probably going into more sensitive areas of the operating system. So always make a backup of your data, make a system restore point before doing any extreme cleaning on your system. Now, a bit of important information I want to point out here is that Fluent Cleaner does not do secure delete or multi-pass file overwriting. That means that when you're deleting all of this data, it could quite easily be recovered using data recovery software. That's why it's so important that if you've got sensitive information on your system, you should be using a secure delete method. Unfortunately, Fluent Cleaner doesn't offer that. It doesn't offer any sort of secure deletion for hard drives or even SSDs. And it's broken down into categories: internet, multimedia, Microsoft Edge, and all the other areas that are listed here, like applications and so on. Once you've done this, you can click on Analyze and then Run Cleaner, and it will give you a warning saying you've selected the WinApp2 entries include following warnings, and it will give you the following warnings that you've agreed to clean. It would be nice to see a secure deletion of files and folders so you can quickly secure erase a folder or file on this system. Let's go to the settings tab down here and take a look. You can see we've got the app theme right here. It's set to system default. We also have an update for WinApp2, and you can go ahead and restart the program and update that. And again, it will update to the very latest version. So right here, we've got another option here, which is experimental, which is WinApp free. And you can see it's not downloaded because this is more aggressive entries and you can use this at your own risk. I'm not going to be running that on the system because I don't think it's advisable. But we also have a WinApp X sort of bloatware remover here. You can checkmark that as well if you wanted to. The donation window that keeps popping up is a bit annoying, but I suppose he wants a bit of money for all the hard work that he's put into this application, which is understandable. But you can see right here, we've got a custom database path right here. You can browse that location and apply that as well. And you've also got post clean tasks right here. One command per line and it will run. You can see it's giving you an example right there. You can toggle this on and it will run this as well. This area is for global exclusions, and you can see its path listed here, and it gives you an idea of what you can put in here as well. And that's out of the scope of this video, but you've got view protected paths right here as well, and you can clear history, and you've got scheduled cleaning as well. You can enable scheduled cleaning, do the frequency, daily, and you can even set this to a time. You can either do it weekly or at login, and you can set this for, say, for instance, every day. And you can also shut the PC down afterwards if you wanted to. If you want to change the time, you could just click on this right here and just highlight what time you want. Let's just save this one right here, check mark it one time, and we can save this. Provider, you've also got here OpenAI and other ones available, and you can save them here and basically do a test inside that little box. That's out the scope of this video. But again, we've got also a backup here, export, import, your settings as a JSON file right here as well. So they're the options available to you in the settings panel. And again, I'm going to toggle this on, but I'm not going to be running it on this PC. I just wanted to show you how you can enable that feature, but we're not going to be running the experimental version on this PC, but I just want to show you some of the features that WinApp3.ini has to offer. Now you can clearly see that we have dangerous applications, dangerous windows, dangerous utilities, and so on tabs inside here, which you can check mark. Again, like I said before, this is an experimental area and it can brick your system if you run a lot of these on your system, so I would leave these well alone. This means that these areas are dangerous to run on the system. You're running these at your own risk. And that is why the information provided in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Any action you take based on this video are strictly done at your own risk and decision. I'm not responsible for any loss of your data. Make sure you back up your data and create a system restore point. Always do your own research and understand that changes will be made to the PC which could make your system unstable. So with that, you can go ahead and check mark what you want on here. Again, like I said, it's really risky doing these, and that's why they're under the dangerous tab right here. So I would generally leave a lot of this stuff alone. If you don't know what you're doing, probably leave it alone, but this is probably for the more paranoid Pete's out there that love to remove a lot of stuff from their computer because they're frightened in case Microsoft see what they're doing on their computer, and of course they end up breaking or bricking their system, and they end up coming on our Discord server asking for help to help fix their system. That's where running these sort of applications are a little bit dangerous, because if you don't know what you're doing, you can do more harm than good. Now, I just want to quickly touch on secure deleting. So this doesn't offer a secure delete as mentioned earlier. Securely deleting on a traditional hard drive normally requires overwriting the magnetic sectors with zeros and random data, whereas a solid state drive requires built-in hardware commands like ATA secure erase. Now, I know people are going to be shouting DBAN in the comments section, and you should be using DBAN on your SSD because this will do extreme overwrites to the drive and end up making the drive foul. So at the end of the day, you should be using different methods for different types of drives. Now, I will point out that it would be nice to see a secure erase for files and folders. Both BleachBit and Privacy both offer this option, where this software doesn't. And that would be a nice added feature to this software for secure deletion. Obviously, you don't want scrubbing of the drive constantly because this will add wear and tear to your drive. Let's try the Fluent Cleaner Classic here. Now, you will get Windows protected your PC. That's because it's an unknown publisher. He can submit a request to try and pay for a license so you don't see that anymore. But obviously, Microsoft have to agree to the software. But we're going to take a look at it anyway, and you'll be able to make your own minds up whether you want to use this on your system or not. So let's take a look at the Fluent Cleaner, which looks very similar to CCleaner. And that's because it's using the same WinApp2.ini file. And you can see right here, it's pretty nice to look at. But again, it doesn't have any secure erase features on here. So basically, all you're doing is running a scan on the system, and it can be a deep scan and remove the files, but these files will be easily recoverable. So for the security conscious people out there, it might not be good enough for you. So inside here, we do have some options. Inside the settings, you can see we've got the language right here. You can change this to different types of language as you would do with most applications. We've got the WinApp2.ini, and this is going to be updated right here by clicking the update button. It will restart the application. And again, we have to go back into options and then back into settings. And we've got also an option to do experimental. I'm not going to be running that on this system, but again, it's more aggressive and it does mean running at your own risk. There's also an area for custom databases, and we also have exclusions that you can do, enable global exclusions and add in your areas right here. If you want to exclude areas on your system, maybe you've got some areas that have got sensitive information on and you don't want it going through and scrubbing those areas. We've got tasks here. This runs the post cleanups right here, and you've got history. This will be all the history, and you can track your clean history here. AI, there's an AI section which you can choose which AI provider you want to use. If you want to go into AI, I know a lot of people don't like AI, but again, it is an option inside here. We've got scheduler or scheduler, and we can use this to basically enable cleaning on a frequency of daily, monthly, or weekly, and you can set a time here, and you can shut the PC down afterwards if you want to. And you can set this up how you like if you want to run this on a scheduled basis. So that's pretty much the Fluent Cleaner classic look. I did want to point out that if you do want to do a secure erase for hard drives and SSDs, Privazer supports secure deletion for both traditional hard drives, which is your mechanical hard drives, and solid state drives, which is your SSDs, automatically detecting your storage type to adjust its algorithms to delete those files securely so they cannot be recovered with any sort of software. Unfortunately, Fluent Cleaner doesn't offer that right now, which sort of puts it in a category of storage sense, which will just run a cleaning process on your system because it's not secure erasing any of the files, which means it could be easily recovered. So that's basically the Fluent Classic. Now, you may be saying, what about BleachBit? Well, BleachBit supports a secure file shredding and also folder shredding. It also supports free space wiping, but it's not as effective as this Privazer right here. This is free to use. They also offer a portable application, and it will do a secure erase of folders, files, and also your general garbage that you have laying around on your PC. It will do overwrites of your choice, whether it'll be, free overwrites, which I think is probably enough. And again, you can set this up for either hard drives or SSDs, but it will automatically detect a hard drive or SSD and use the correct method for deleting that data. And it's probably for that reason why I'd put Privazer #1 above all of the others. Now, BleachBit is pretty decent also, but like I said before, it's not quite as good as Privazer because it doesn't offer, the secure deletion that Privazer offers for SSDs and hard drives. Now, it does do secure free space wiping and folder deletion, but it doesn't do a hardcore deleting like, say, Privazer does. If you want to see videos on any of the other software, then let me know in the comments section down below. And let me know your thoughts, what you think of this software. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget, hit the subscribe button. Let's get this channel to 1 million subscribers. My name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members. I really do appreciate the support, and I'll catch you in the next one, or I'll see you on the Discord server. Links in the video description. Bye for now.